Welcome to Frost and Sullivan's Growth Podcast. This series brings together key insights from our research, growth analyses, and thought leadership, highlighting the strategic imperatives shaping industries, technologies, and markets worldwide. In this episode, we focus on the technologies, business models, and growth opportunities redefining molecular diagnostics, distilling essential perspectives to help teams understand what is changing, why it matters, and how organizations can align strategy with emerging growth priorities. Molecular diagnostics has always been closely tied to scientific innovation, but today, the industry seems to be evolving on several fronts at once. What's driving that change?
The industry is becoming more technologically complex and commercially interconnected. Companies are consolidating through acquisitions to gain proprietary testing platforms, particularly in areas such as precision oncology and blood-based diagnostics. These transactions can provide the research, commercial, and financial capabilities needed to move new tests toward routine clinical use. At the same time, technologies such as digital PCR, next-generation sequencing, CRISPR-associated systems, and nanotechnology are advancing testing speed, accuracy, and scale. But generating more sophisticated tests also creates another challenge. Laboratories now have to manage increasingly complex biological and genomic data.
So, how are technologies such as NGS and AI changing the role of molecular diagnostics?
NGS is expanding access to multi-gene analysis across areas such as oncology, rare diseases, and reproductive health. Automated sequencing platforms are also helping make these capabilities more accessible. But sequencing alone isn't enough. As laboratories generate larger volumes of genomic, transcriptomic, and biomarker data, AI can support data interpretation and workflow efficiency. The next phase is about connecting these technologies with clinical information, laboratory systems, and electronic health records, so molecular findings can better inform treatment decisions. This is also where multi-omics approaches become important. By combining different types of biological data, laboratories can build a broader understanding of disease and support more precise clinical decisions.
Let's start with value. How is the business model around molecular diagnostics changing?
Companies are placing greater emphasis on the clinical value of their tests and their impact on patient outcomes. That increases the importance of clinical evidence and reimbursement strategies. Companion diagnostics are a good example. By linking validated molecular tests with therapy selection and treatment decisions, they create a closer connection between diagnostics and patient care. At the same time, demand for faster and more accessible testing is pushing molecular diagnostics beyond centralized laboratories. Point-of-care testing, at-home kits, and other distributed models are making testing available across a wider range of clinical settings. Advances in miniaturization, microfluidics, and AI are supporting this transition by enabling more portable and rapid testing systems.
Despite the pace of technological innovation, what is still holding the industry back?
Several challenges remain. Some molecular testing programs, particularly population-wide DNA testing, are operationally complex to implement at scale. There is also growing competition from alternative diagnostic technologies, including advanced immunoassays and biosensor-based tests that can offer faster results at a lower cost in certain applications. Another major challenge is the shortage of professionals with the expertise to manage and interpret increasingly complex health and genomic data. And perhaps most importantly, some emerging tests still need stronger clinical utility evidence. Without clear evidence of how a test supports clinical decision-making, wider adoption can remain limited.
What opportunities stand out for companies looking to strengthen their position in this evolving industry?
Two areas are particularly significant. The first is AI-integrated molecular diagnostics for clinical decision support. Companies have an opportunity to connect AI analytics with sequencing workflows, laboratory systems, and electronic health records. Automated reporting and variant interpretation can also help reduce analysis time and ease the workload on bioinformatics specialists. The second is multi-omics liquid biopsy for cancer detection and monitoring. By combining genomic, epigenomic, transcriptomic, and proteomic signals from blood samples, these platforms can support applications ranging from early cancer detection and tumor profiling to treatment response assessment and minimal residual disease monitoring. However, progress will depend on generating clinical evidence and building partnerships with healthcare providers, pharmaceutical companies, and technology developers.
Throughout this discussion, one theme has remained consistent. Molecular diagnostics is moving closer to clinical workflows and treatment decisions. Technology convergence is improving the ability to generate and interpret complex molecular data. At the same time, value-based models, decentralized testing, and industry partnerships are changing how those capabilities reach patients and healthcare providers. The next phase of growth will depend not only on scientific innovation, but also on clinical evidence, data integration, skilled talent, and collaboration across the healthcare ecosystem. For diagnostic companies, the challenge and the opportunity is to turn technological capability into solutions that can move from development into routine care. That's all for this episode of Frost and Sullivan's Growth Podcast. For deeper analysis, research insights, and strategic frameworks shaping future growth, explore our studies and resources at frost.com or reach out to our team at hello@frost.com. We'll be back soon with more perspectives to help you stay clear-headed and growth ready.